race, Nkem. I'm a half Russian, half Nigerian painter who was born in Russia and grew up in Southern California, moved to New York City to study art history, and I've been painting through all of this, and then I ended up working in fine art at some commercial galleries. And the longer I spent working there, the more I was like, I need to be painting and I should have gone to art school. So now I'm reorienting my life around painting and painting properly. There were a lot of books around the house that had nothing to do with art. Like, I remember I loved the Eyewitness book series. That would be like one about Russia, one about like Egyptology, one about espionage. I remember really loving. So it's really, because I like the images in them, and I think that I was looking back at some Eyewitness books at a thrift store not long ago, and I was like, I definitely like collaging images together on the same plane because of this. And I also love I Spy books. There's actually one behind you that I got when I was a kid that's also been a huge influence on me. And I've been drawing forever, since as a kid, but never in a very serious way. I never thought of it as something to pursue. And I was just teaching myself mostly through like scrolling through, and this will date me, I'm 24, scrolling through DeviantArt and Tumblr was how I learned how to draw. And I draw the corniest little things, you know, like Harry Potter fan art. Eventually in 12th grade, I took an IB art class, which forced me to pick up acrylic paints, and then I never went, then I was like, okay, I'm a painter. But it was a hobby until like I started working in fine art and actually like pursued art history and okay, what do I have to do to become a gallerist? What do I have to do to become a curator? Things I never want to do. And then I was like, painting's the thing for me.
How does a piece start for you?
Yeah. I very much am a collector, either digitally or physically, of photos and just like images, pictures. In this piece, for instance, I really was like captivated by this Venetian carnival mask. I don't know if it's really a carnival mask or just like a mask for daily purposes. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little iffy on the history of Venetian masks. But the Moretta, which is a black circle with 2 holes for eyes, it reminds me a bit of a balaclava that you wear in your face, and you hold it on by biting a little button. That's where the mouth is. So when you wear the mask, you can't speak. You have to take it off to speak, and while you're wearing it, you're totally anonymous and you're totally mute. And I came across that, and then by coincidence, several weeks later, I came across an image of Chloe Sevigny, like, dressed up in a Moretta and in an 18th century dress, which is that little image there, at a Halloween party, sitting on a windowsill with a cigarette. I was like, oh my god, it's the Moretta again. And then I go back into that, and I was like, oh, she's dressed up as, not just as a woman in a Moretta, but as Jacqueline de Ribes in a Moretta mask at a costume party, a similar costume party from like 5 decades ago. And I was like, I just got really into this like image, and I was like, okay, well, and originally this was a painting of Jean Baudrillard, my favorite postmodern philosopher, on the back with Monument Valley as the background. And I was like, I just can't do anything with this image of Jean Baudrillard, so I removed every single part of that image except the Moretta. But it's just a compilation of images that I feel somehow are connected to one another.